it's more like we looked in and say, okay, how do we portray the brand?
See, how did they come about all this? So now let's talk about branding. How have you been able to actually package this? The branding, usually even what you are served with when you are the food. When I was served the vegetable, you are not using you are conscious about the environment, you understand, so you're not using materials, plastics and all that. You're using premium, or what more like you're up to date with what the world is saying right now. So what about branding? How did you go about your branding for the food, Advanced Suya, and before we talk about the Abyss brands?
Yeah, I think branding is more of you understanding what your brand stands for and what you want people to remember your brand for, right? It could be in terms of colors, it could be in terms of positioning, display of things, serving of items. For me, it's over the years I've visualized how I want my brand to be like, and we're gradually always adding stuff to you know to build the brand's positioning and image in the eyes of customers and people who follow the brand. So we tend to also look at it and say, okay, in terms of like certain things like serving food, I look at what do I really like that I think people will like, but not necessarily about me, but more of also having a feel of what ideas that I have, right? So, for example, the newspaper that you saw, in Nigeria, when you buy suya, they put it in the newspaper, right? But we cannot do that here because of health consciousness. You don't know where this newspaper has been. So I came up with the idea to like have a Vancia newspaper, and we can use that to brand and wrap a lot of our stuff. And when people eat and see it, it's just part of branding, right? So a lot of that is more of how you want people to how you want to position the brand in people's minds, and how the brand's image should be portrayed. So, but it's more like we looked in and see, okay, how do we portray the brand? How do people want to see us? How do we want to be able to put our brand in the minds of people through packaging, through display, through also how we serve the food on the table, the plating, and all that kind of stuff, right?